So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to our video of remedies for 2023 regarding Saturn transit. I thought I had mentioned them, but maybe I didn't because a lot of you were asking about it, because I remember I did mention about Ketu and Saturn's, interaction. So you guys wanted to know more about other planets. So first, let's talk about the planets you don't really have to worry about, which is Venus and Jupiter. Because when Saturn comes over Venus or Jupiter, or Saturn even becomes trine from these particular planets in your chart, this is actually the time period of prosperity or time period to gain wealth through your work. A person gets, especially when it goes over Jupiter, because Jupiter is Jiva Karka, Jupiter is you. So you tend to become really busy in your work. So especially in the economy, the world economy that we're having right now, if you have Saturn going over Jupiter, Saturn's gonna be like, well, I'm sorry, Jupiter, you're gonna have to work. You can't just sit still. So there's no like remedy needed for these particular planets because Saturn actually activates things when it goes over. Like, for example, with going over Venus, it activates the karma related to bondage, unionship, relationships. And you'll see this especially when Venus is with Sun in your chart. Most definitely, that karma becomes the most blossoming karma. So if you're single, those things happen. So now let's say if Saturn is going over Sun, goes trine from the Sun, meaning it's in the same sign as or same element as your birth sun. So if Sun is in, Gemini, so if Saturn is in Gemini or Aquarius or Libra, it's going to be affecting the Sun. So one thing you will notice when it affects the Sun in a negative way, because if Sun is of like weak quality in the birth chart, the first thing you will see, the light fixtures around the home dim out. Like, especially right now, you will see that. Like, either bulbs will be out in your bathroom fixtures. If let's say you have like 6 bulb fixtures, 4 of them will be out. And because of the fact the light is dimming out, you will also see you're going to feel lethargic, fatigued. Because Saturn is going to slow down the burn of Sun. Because Saturn is cold and it's dry. So what do? The simple thing is when you notice that, okay, why am I feeling lethargic suddenly in 2023? Why am I just like not having the energy? Notice the fixtures and light bulbs around you. If they have weakened in their light, because you can tell, your brain can automatically tell, this room is a little bit dimmer than what it used to be. Change those light bulbs, change those light fixtures. Because what is Sun in its most scientific and real element, besides its esoteric meanings? It's light. It's a source of light. So if it's a source of light, it is going to affect the light within your own life as well. So when you replace those bulbs, you're saying that, okay, more energy is happening, more energy is coming. And so what happens is it starts improving the Sun in your chart. You feel a bit more alive when you put more brighter lights in the home. And this is something I'm actually going to make a video on my on my Vastu course on Vedic Astrology Academy, under my, the Vastu course that I finished 99% of it. I was going to show Astro Vastu. So for example, let's say you have Sun Saturn in the first house, which is known as East. Okay. What you will notice in your home is that any light fixture in the eastern direction of your home will be far weaker than other light fixtures in your house. Yes, I know light fixtures is Venus, because it's to do with beauty, but we're talking about simply light. So when Saturn and Sun are there, the two arch enemies, father and son, light and darkness, you will see that eastern direction of your light fixture will be far weaker always compared to the other. So what you should do is east direction of your home, where there's a light fixture, you should put that as the brighter of a light fixture that compared to other light fixtures. If you don't have any light in the eastern side of your home, for example, you've got like that area of the walking towards the backyard, so it's just dim, it's night, you don't need it. No, you should put a light fixture, because what you're doing is you're giving power to that sun. Sun is important. Doesn't matter what sign or what house it rules. It is important. You need light. So these are some of the things that I'll be discussing by next week. Okay. Then if Saturn goes over Mars, it's also trine from Mars, meaning Mars is in Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius. You should do two things if you can do the one. Either donate blood, and if you're not able to donate blood, what you should do is just go to a doctor and say, hey, I just want to do my blood test. I want to see how my cholesterol is, how my health is. And plus it's good. You're going to get to check your health and check your, all the vitality that they can see through the blood test. When you do that, you won't deal with so many conflicts in your workspace, your career, your brothers, your co-workers, because that's what it's like. Saturn Mars, it's kind of like an assembling of like a machine gun. It's like it's coming together. Now, of course, if you're in a Mars-like career, engineer, firefighter, real estate, surgeon, okay, pilot, or somebody who deals with machineries like trucks, airplanes, ships, then of course you don't need to even worry about that. If you're an engineer who deals with machines, and I'm not talking about software engineer, no, that's not going to be Mars. If you deal with some machinery, then you don't. But if you're not, then just do that particular remedy. It's a simple thing. Then Saturn going over Mercury, it's also good, because what is going to happen is, so actually I should have put this more in the front. You're going to get multiple opportunities in your career. You're going to have, like, let's say, for example, even in the recession, you go for a job interview and you give 3-4 job interviews. Next thing you know, you're getting 3 different offers. Like, okay, we want you. And remember, these cycles of recessions have been going on for eons. They were happening even before the stock market ever was invented. These are small cycles that come and go, and then you will watch within the next year and a half or 2, things will start to rise up again, and everybody will be forgetting, oh, remember the recession of 22 and 23. So these are not the things to be all like worried about in terms of long term. But then when Saturn goes over Rahu, okay, usually the omen that you get, especially like I was saying, I believe I said it in one of the videos, that a cat will come to the door. You will have some stray cat coming. Feed that cat. Otherwise, you should donate money to rescuing cats and tigers. And if you can adopt a cat, it's even better. Because, and this is why it's important, I'm going to get into the other one too right now. Because every day you feed that animal, you create a bond with that animal, you love that animal. So what are you doing? You're actually nurturing Rahu itself. And Rahu, and again, Rahu is actually not even as bad either, especially if it's in your air signs, because what Rahu's going to do, Rahu could bring foreign opportunities for work. So of course, you want to make sure that you just don't adopt a cat if you know foreign opportunities are coming. So best thing to do, donate towards rescuing all kinds of cats, whether it's a giant cat like a tiger or stray cats. There are a lot of organizations in any country you go. Okay. Also, if you can go to a Durga temple, go to a Durga temple, especially on a Saturday. Then, if Saturn transits over Moon. So if Saturn transits over Moon, usually a person will do quite a bit of traveling related to work. Okay. There could be transfers in work, but also this is Sadesati too, right? But one thing you will notice with Sadesati, this is probably the most busiest time for an individual. A person, actually Sadesati people, I know it's going to sound really strange, but Sadesati people have the least amount of worry because Saturn's going to be like, I'm sorry, I have to put you to work. You're going to work harder than anybody else out there. You're going to work long hours where you're going to be like just having these emotions and desire to just go home. So that particular transit, you know, it's very subjective in terms of if it's good or bad. But of course, we look at the, you know, Ashtakvarga, especially, you know, Sarvashtika upon the moon. And based on that, we judge that. But one of the simplest thing with moon, especially if you're in India, on a Monday, go pour milk on Shivling. And if there's a Parvati temple, go to a Parvati temple as well. And especially offer something of white color, whether it's rice, clothes, you know, like white color sweets. You do that. And I know, and then again, these things sounds very cliche, but I'm telling you, there's some power to it after talking to many people, because moon is water, right? Saturn can actually represents dirtiness upon the water, meaning dirtiness on our karma. So when a person goes and bathes in the Ganga, that is literally washes off most of the malefic effect of Saturn going over moon. But yeah, for people in foreign country, it's difficult, but you know, and this is something I'm not saying it is 100% real, but you know how they actually sell the small bottles of Ganga water. You can buy it online, you can buy it from Indian grocery stores. I don't know how legit that is. But one of the things you can do is fill up your bathtub with water and pour that in there, because it's going to mix the entire water with that purity of that water. And just go in there in the bathtub, lay, and then take your normal shower. That itself, that one bath can help you with tremendous amount of issues and hurdles. Okay. Then, of course, with Ketu, one thing you can do is especially get flags on your desk. Okay. So if Saturn is going over Ketu, trine from Ketu, get flag. You can get like some flag here, Indian flag, whatever country flag you want. You can put it on your desk. Number 2, feed fishes. So if, let's say, for example, you don't need to get a fish aquarium, but if there's a pond nearby your home that has fishes in there, you can feed those fishes, but you have to do it every day because you feed fishes every day. So especially getting a fish aquarium becomes great. And putting that fish aquarium in the west or north direction of your home. because west naturally creates water and north is water. And water is wealth, money is the churning, the movement of the money and water takes place. And the other, like I said with Rahu, if you adopt a dog and you feed that dog every day, Ketu will be just fine, because usually with Saturn going over Ketu, unless you are in a spiritual field, occult field, research field, and again, like an ER field, if you're in mortuary business, you're an undertaker, pathologist, or autopsy doctor, or especially if you're a farmer who sows seeds in underground, then you don't even have to worry about it, because you're actually dealing with that element of Ketu. But if you're not in these type of careers, then yes, you do this remedy. Now you may say, well, can I feed a dog can I go feed dogs? Yeah, if you can find dogs every day, sure. Like, especially in India, if you have stray dogs, you have a dog in your colony that is always sitting somewhere. Yeah, go feed it a piece of bread, or actually buy dog food, give it dog food every day. And yeah, Ketu will naturally neutralize itself for you. And the other thing, meditation. Now, of course, you can do as long as of a meditation you want, but even a little bit. See, the trick here is this. Look at the degree of your Ketu. If it's between 0 to 5 degrees, just 5-minute meditation. If it's at 18-degree, 18-minute meditation. If it's at 13-degree, 13-minute meditation. 9 degrees, 9-minute meditation itself will be enough. See, you don't have to be like, oh my God, I don't have time. I have to go to work. And then now Kapiel is saying to do this meditation. What is this? Yeah, you can't tell me that you can't spare even 5 minutes for yourself. Forget think about God and all. No, this is for yourself, for your internal self. That's what Ketu is. This is why Ketu represents, Buddhism, being a monk, because they're all about just self, going deep within, going to the root of who you are, not these external things through society with the religion and spirituality and this and that. It's all this here. So if you do that, then yeah, you don't have to worry about breaks in your career. Unless you're already in a Ketu-like career, then no reason to do the remedy, although these remedies they're great for future karmas. You're building, even if you don't need it. And if you feed a dog, feed a fish, but remember, fishes are Ketu. So again, even though you may be in the same career, you're not feeding your future self. You're feeding your future karma by doing certain things. So these are the simple remedy. And also, yeah, if you want to know something expensive, like especially with Sun, Jupiter, wear gold, especially 22 karat gold, not 18 karat. You need to have 90% or more gold, for it to kind of neutralize that particular energy in your body. But again, this is especially seeing the gold price right now. If you can't afford and all that, don't do all those things. I just gave you the simple remedy of the light bulb. And of course, with Jupiter, you won't really need, because you need this Saturn over your Jupiter. You need this Saturn trine over your Venus. Okay. So anyway, guys, this was my small video, but hopefully a quick video on remedies. And so remember, I will be putting the Astro Vastu thing on the Vastu course on my academy. And then I know I have to also make video on the second part to predicting without planets in the for each ascendant. Because as you know, I've been dealing with the family situation with my sister and her health. So everything has just been kind of like chaotic, but I went and saw my sister. She's in good spirit, doing well. You know, my wife is still there, helping out my other sister, my mom, my aunt. So, you know, I'm here, you know, taking care of the dogs and kids. So yeah, so far so good. She's strong. Since I was there, health was actually improving. But again, you just don't know anything about life. So anyway, thank you very much. Bye-bye.